Welcome to Heroic Tales and Journeys, Episode 4, Introduction to Hercules and the Heroic Path. You may have seen our first three productions, where I read from a short story by O. Henry and two Robert Frost poems. This time, I'd like to give you a short introduction to what we're trying to do with this program. We've all been overwhelmed with everyday obstacles from time to time. Our hope is to inspire people with examples both from history and from the modern era using a method called the Heroic Path. This method has been used by several groups as a framework for literacy, employment, and even fitness programs. People who use this method in their lives find obstacles easier and easier to overcome. With these successes, some individuals have taken on greater challenges. These are success stories including people not just getting into shape but winning athletic awards. Another finally wrote the novel they always wanted to write. It's our goal to defeat defeatism and to encourage people to get off the couch and take charge of their lives. The Heroic Path uses examples of heroes, ancient and present, to inspire us to make the right choices when faced with adversity. Most of us know which choice is the right one. The term paper should come before going out. The laundry should come before watching that movie. The yard work before watching the game. With Heroic Tales and Journeys, we hope to inspire you to overcome these everyday obstacles and do more, create more, live more. You can be a hero. Chances are you have been already. It's easy to see the heroism in someone like a policeman or a firefighter, but not everyone can save lives on a daily basis. But there are other kinds of heroes. The child struggling with math, staying after school to bring their grade up. The parent advocating on behalf of their child. A person in rehab trying literally to get back on their feet. Any of these people could just give up and blame others for their problems. It is the fact that they choose to attempt and conquer their obstacles that makes them heroic. Let's start the discussion of examples by perhaps the most famous hero of the ancient world. We know him by his Roman name, Hercules. There are Herculean figures in many cultures. The story of a strong man wielding a club and performing huge feats of strength seems to be universal. With different names, Hercules can be found in many cultures, including Hindu, Hebrew, and Buddhist. Here in North America, he had names like John Henry and Paul Bunyan. The ancient Greeks knew him as Heracles. One of them, a poet named Hesiod, wrote a hymn to him that might help us understand what the ancient Greeks looked for in a hero. To Heracles the Lion-Hearted. I will sing of Heracles, the son of Zeus, and much the mightiest of men on earth. Alcmena bare him in Thebes, the city of lovely dances, when the dark-clouded son of Cronos had lain with her. Once he used to wander over unmeasured tracts of land and sea at the bidding of King Eurystheus, and himself did many deeds of violence and endured many, but now he lives happily in the glorious home of snowy Olympus, and has neat-ankled Hebe for his wife. Hail, Lord, son of Zeus, give me success and prosperity. The ancients looked to Heracles for inspiration to overcome adversity and achieve success. Heracles' tale begins, like many of the stories of ancient Greek heroes, with Zeus romancing a mortal woman. To the ancient Greeks, Zeus was the king of gods and the god of kings. Although he was married to Hera, the queen of the gods, his frequent infatuations with mortals provided ample material for heroic tales. Nearly inevitably, the mortal woman involved with Zeus bears him a son, and Zeus's wife, Hera, discovers the existence of the child. The unlucky woman and the hero child usually bore the brunt of Hera's frustration with Zeus, and Alcmene and her hero child, Heracles, were no exception. In fact, in this case, Hera takes a special dislike to the boy. Originally he was named Alciades, but was renamed Heracles, or Glory of Hera, in an attempt to get on her good side. Although being the illegitimate son of Zeus came with the fury of a goddess aimed at the hero, there were some perks being the son of Zeus. In Heracles' case, it is incredible strength and uncanny wisdom. Hera's first attempt to kill Heracles was to send 2 snakes into his crib. The poor snakes were no match for the young Heracles, and his mother found him playing with the dead snakes as if they were toys. In spite of Hera's efforts, Heracles grew to manhood and married a woman named Megara, and together they had children. When Hera noticed, she became furious with his happy life and drove Heracles insane. During this insanity, Heracles killed his wife and their children, the worst of crimes in any culture. When his madness was finally cured, Heracles was hopeless with grief, so he traveled to the oracle at Delphi. The oracle at Delphi was a priestess of Apollo, to whom the ancient Greeks turned with difficult questions. On this occasion, the oracle, influenced by Hera, told Heracles to make amends. He must perform 10 labors for King Eurystheus. The details of the labors themselves we'll save for another day. Heracles did go on to complete 12 labors, with various complications along the way. The 2 additional labors were taken on because the way Heracles fulfilled 2 of the original 10 was not acceptable to King Eurystheus. Although the tales of Heracles are entertaining, you might ask how they're relevant to us. When faced with a difficult task, namely making amends for the murder of his family, Hercules demonstrates 3 of the tenets of the heroic path: responsibility, action, and perseverance. Due to the circumstances of his birth and other things entirely out of his control, Hercules gets a rough start in life. He makes mistakes even to the point of committing heinous crimes. Then what happened? Hercules asked for advice from the oracle. What can I do to fix this? He accepts personal responsibility for his actions. There's no, let me explain, or it wasn't my fault. Responsibility is the first step on the heroic path. The second step is action. After understanding that there was something he could do to make amends, Hercules took action. The third part is perseverance. Hercules' way to redeeming himself was intentionally made nearly impossible to complete. Yet, he started it. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Without his labors, there is no Hercules. People become heroes when they make the right choices when faced with adversity. Without our labors, we miss the chance to show our greatness. When we learn to take responsibility for the small obstacles in our lives, we get into the habit of overcoming them. When Hercules finished his labors, he went on to do many other great works. As for us, when we develop the habit of being an everyday hero, limitations we thought we had can be pushed. Instead of losing a little weight, it becomes possible to pursue a medal. After improving from a C to an A, maybe an honors class is the next step. Finish that book? How about writing one? These are all reasonable goals for any one of us. In the coming weeks, we'll be discussing different readings, heroes from all walks of life, and some interesting activities to help you become more active. We look forward to your feedback. My email address will be coming up in the credits, so be sure to drop us a line. Also coming up in the credits are some ways you can find out more about Hercules and about how some people are pursuing the heroic path. I'm Robin Trudell. This has been Heroic Tales and Journeys. Until next time.